Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the action here for North American Paladins. It's the summer premiere. It's week 2. My name's Evan Rayner, Rain Day, and Nick Keogh, Hi-Rez Pretty Hair, casting the action with you. The last set we saw, it was Team Cryptic versus Dare Rising. Team Cryptic, the #1 team in the league right now. Dare Rising, the bottom. Team Cryptic won. No surprise there. They did in pretty convincing fashion. We saw Ash for the first time, which is pretty exciting.
And now there's time for them to take a step down against the #2 team, but not, I know, on any given day, not any weaker, really, than Team Cryptic in my eyes. They've been trading out wins fairly consistently, almost getting to the point where, you know, Gankstars and D69 trade out can kind of go either way, given the week, given the performances of a couple key role players. Absolutely.
And now Stonekeep, new map for today. We've seen it a little bit yesterday, but we're ready for the champion screen and to select which champs will be viable here. You know, creatives, to me, WASD, the real story on this map is that Willow has pretty much almost had a 100% win record from what I've seen when she's been played on Stonekeep.
Ruckus, first pick for Denial. No real surprise there. They've been loving it ever since. I think it's sort of satisfying, right, when you coin a build.
Yeah.
And then it just spreads like a virus throughout the competitive
scene. I love
scene,
spreading viruses.
And then into the rest of the game. Bitey kind of discovering this high mobility build with Kronos for Ruckus and just taking it and running with it. Now it's a very key part of their strategy.
No, it's a absolute, almost like a thematic symbol for them and how Bitey likes to play. It's different. It's erratic. It has personality. That's Bitey, right? That's Bitey in a nutshell almost. Bomb King taken as well, a favorite of them. So a very tanky, high HP lineup right now for Denial. Dare Rising have the chance. Do they take their healer and save for the last pick, or do they have a damage that they want to prioritize? They will opt for a potential last pick here.
Yep, I think Drogos is probably safe for them at this point. They have the Andro. Denial haven't drafted any hit scan just yet, and if they want to, it is, again, it's going to be a gamble on whether or not Dare Rising have the option to take Drogos or not. The Lex is going to be scooped up, probably for Prince Danny, so Dare Rising have a decision to make. Could go Willow, but Drogos still available.
Yeah.
They're going to be more, I mean, they first picked it last set, so yeah, they're definitely going to go for that, I think.
They like it, and I think Protection is a guy who, when he's not playing Buck, likes himself to finds himself on the Drogos from what I've seen in his play. He just opts to that. Lex also is better against Willow than Androx is sometimes in my eyes, because that hit scan, it's so hard, even from a distance. Androx really has to fly up there and chase her. Lex can really weigh her down as she's up into the air, but it'll be Drogos for Dare. It'll be Denial with Bitey on Aerial Assault Ruckus, the Lightning Orc. Ripened Gourd for Awry on Moldaba, Accelerant Bomb King for Stolzey, and Mother's Grace and Nara for Wi-Fi. PrinceDannyTV most likely going with Death Hastens.
We'll have to see when it comes through. Exaction for Dark Riders, Cassie, Mortal Reach for Phaser Saris. A little bit of a role swap here. William will be playing Half Shell Makoa, Protection, Combustible Drogos with a Wrecker, and Invocal with a Dark Stalker. And Droxus did end up being Death Hastens there. 2 Cauterizes so far for Denial, 2 Cauterizes for Dare Rising, a Wrecker, Kronos, Morale Boost. Whiffle, gonna pick up a Master Riding as well, be the first one there.
Heading into the right side. Bitey already using one advance, just going to try and flank. There's a shell spin by Makoa, leaving him very, very exposed. And that's the thing I've noticed with William, just using that shell spin a little bit too liberally, putting himself in a bad spot. For Protection and Invocal clean up the mess. They grab 3-4 kills of their own, and it is almost a full team wipe for Denial. It is.
Wow, it is a full wipe there, just one answer. Bitey finding Cassie through the middle stages of that team fight. 48%, however, captured for Denial throughout all of that mess. Dare Rising quickly closing the gap and will now surpass.
And now Prince Danny sliding in. He wants to get some shots on the Protection, but doesn't feel confident actually going through. And very right to. The Combustible hits him, and luckily he's standing in a gourd to heal back up. He's got the movement speed after as well. Misses one big shot. Protection now sees him coming. He's going to finish this off. Headshot for Danny. Takes down the Dragon.
Now spinning that Retribution target. He actually gets what he needs there, so he can keep an eye on Phaser through Shadow Travel. One more shot's going to do it. Stolzey finds that bomb around the corner, and now Bitey's here for the support. There's a big take back. Denial with the first payload of the game.
And from a casual perspective, one of the reasons Lex is so hated by those who play Sky, for instance, is because that Retribution, you can see anyone, even if they're in stealth. It totally negates some crucial elements of certain characters' kits, and able to do it right there with Saris, keep track of her from long distance and take the healer out of the fight.
Big chunk of damage now missing from Cassie's at HP pool, getting greedy. stolzey goes for one bomb too many. Isn't able to poppy bomb out in time. He's going to fall. 4v5 situation now for Denial. Looks like the call here is just largely to back up.
Danny getting more rhythm as he continues to play. Often the thing with Danny is he's a rhythm player. As he continues to do well, he continues to do well, and he continues to do well. We often see this with the best of the best. Once they get going, it's hard to stop them. Now, though, they've all stalled this push. Denial Esports still have 1 minute 40 on the clock in order to cap this one.
1 minute 30 left. Probably one, no, two, maybe three team fights if these go concisely. If they're drawn out, though, PrinceDanny. There's some concise action from the Lex player. Big shots onto Invocal, takes him down early.
And that's the duel Invocal needs to win. PrinceDannyTV doesn't have the mobility, and Stonekeep, a place where vertical mobility can help him. Bitey with the Hexafire gets a triple kill. Bitey coming through to play. Aerial Assault Ruckus fading through over to the opening, trying to just shut them down from even stepping foot out of the base.
Unfortunate there. They're rising. Big window. That is a difficult opportunity not only to find, but to capitalize on as well. Good stuff from Bitey. He has the eyes to be able to see big Hexafires before they become through. Seismic Crash. Can it be the answer?
Oh, amazing. The Gourd of Time. Awry with the Stun of Time as well. This man is absolutely coming in big, and stolzey with a great King, just performance by the Bomb King.
No more ultimates left in the tank for Denial. They use everything, but the conversion probably going to be worth it. Only one ultimate on the side of Dare Rising. It's going to be the Ancient Rage from William. Oh, actually, two there, the conversions. And the Scout from Cassie is almost ready, but that's worth it for Denial for a couple of reasons. They go up 2-0, great. They also cut the credits right there for that round. Dare Rising can't get their level 2 items online, so now Denial are going into this round with a huge advantage with Record 2s, Cauterize 2s, Chronos 2s, Master Riding 2s, and Wiffles even had enough to pick up a Haven 1.
And he coming through so strong with that Seismic Crash at the end of the round, allowed everyone to follow up. stolzey picks up 1, 2, maybe even 3 kills. I forget what it just was, but it was at least 2. And they're able to follow up their Awry, shutting even more of them down. So easy to hit a stun target with that snake, and takes a lot of difficulty away. stolzey in the backline already, and again we see Dare Rising kind of pincered right now.
Grumpy Bomb comes out as well. stolzey finds a nice shot on a target that he can't even see. He gets the kill. There's the Ancient Rage, the convergence. Wow, stolzey blows up 5 bombs and takes Makoa down to about 10% HP.
What an incredible convergence by Phaser right there. He saves William's life, heals him up, and it may have just been a delayed save, but now it gives at least William a chance to play. He can land a hook, he can get out of there, but no, that all ends. The story goes like this, boom. And that's where stolzey just ended the tale of William 355, and he's looking to continue doing that. 75% on the objective so far.
So despite missing one of those bombs, stolzey maintains awareness of the sticky bomb's positioning and still uses it to contribute to that kill. Beautiful stuff. Invocal, one shot there, perfectly timed shot after reversal. Up over the top rope, Phaser stunned out by the King Bomb, and stolzey and PrinceDanny are systematically destroying this back line. 1
kill is just enough. That's all you need from an ultimate. It's an ability after all, and you're meant to use it to help you get to your ultimate objective, and that is just to push this and help them to stay in base. They're looking like a bunch of bullied teenagers there, not able to just step out of their room, step out of the class. Just it's a violent area right now for them, Nick. Somebody just call the principal.
All up on the high ground here. Trying to give Denial some attention. Actually whiffed Poppy Bomb there. I don't think stolzey meant for that to go that way, but he's going to need to get out of the fight anyway. 12 streak for him. Trying to keep it going as best he can. Bitey forcing the issue on an 18 streak. Hexafire available as well. 1 for 1 in the backline. Danny does go down.
They're going to save this Hexafire for a big moment. Already Dark Rider showing that he's very vulnerable here. And switching off of that healer role and not being able to actually immediately make an impact on a damage roll. It's got to be a difficult thing. The Hexafire to try and kill it. Savage! 2 kills for Bitey. Can it be 3?
Damn near.
Damn near is, and Denial Esports find the victory. Again, walking over Dare Rising here in a very convincing win.
So we saw, I think, the one defensive Ancient Rage on that point, as well as the convergence. But outside of that, the big missing factor for me is just ultimates. Where are the ultimate values? Where are the Dragon Punches? Where are the Accursed Arms?
Yeah.
Big potential to follow up, big potential to wombo combos. I mean, you saw how the wombo combo was supposed to go from Denial. We saw the Seismic Crash into the Law with, Bomb King follow-up, just full team wipes coming through. Big slash line advantages here. Danny, the highest death count on Denial, sitting at just 3.
Again, we just see so much of the story told I think in more of the momentum of the action, not necessarily just the statistics. There just was no way for me seeing the initial game plan of what Dare Rising brought to the table against both Team Cryptic and now Denial working. They put themselves in this really easily pincered location in the middle, whether it was in Ice Mines behind the point or in the middle of Stone Keep. They're all there, and they just get flanked from both sides and have nowhere to retreat or advance to.
So, I mean, that team fight went really well for them at the start. One of the big things that kind of went wrong for them, even though Denial were losing that team fight, they were losing it with Will on the point that entire time. So they came away with 50% captured already, and then they had to win one more small little skirmish, and then the payload was already theirs. And then past that point, Dare Rising were looking good on their point fights, but almost in the sense that, you know, the more late game experience you get, the better you get at those stages of the game. It looked like they were just at a loss for what really to do after the payload had already gone Denial's way. They back up almost all the way to spawn, giving up 60 to 70% of the push. They don't look to make very aggressive holds.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Dare Rising have to work on their, I think, initial starting play. They've got to work on a lot of things as well. Haven't really found that lineup that kicks for them, and they've yet to find a win in this league so far, in this qualifying series. And unlike Swarm, who is the team who's kind of at that similar level with them, trying to fight for a place into the top 2, they found that niche with Drogos. We just haven't seen that real niche come through.
When people say, oh, Random Noob's just a one trick, I'm like, hey, you know, he's got one thing that gets him here, right? It's better to have nothing that works than to have that one thing you can lean on.
Right. Bright Marsh is going to be coming up here. Champion draft about to get underway. First pick will go to Denial.
Okay, so the chance here to steal away, and maybe an Inara, but they just love the Ruckus too dang much.
Absolutely do. He's a good guy. He's the star.
Yeah. And another thing is we talked about how Dare Rising like to get their Androxus and their Drogos every time to get them where they're comfortable, and a lot of top teams favor to have their tanks first to have that sort of control over the fight and the way it works out. And you can see that sort of paying off for Denial, right? They're controlling the pace of a lot of these fights with, you know, big team fight ultimates.
Absolutely.
As well as things like walls and just straight up damage in your face from Ruckus. And then it just creates so much space that any damage player at this level, no matter what they're playing, can do their job when that much space and control is given to them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Maldama taken through. Following up, the final pick here will be Cassie for Dare Rising before the handing off to Denial. Denial already taking Drogos into the Androxus, mind you. And I think this may be them thinking, we're taking something that Protection likes to play away from him. But I don't know if stolzey has his best performances on Drogos for me. I actually almost prefer stolzey's Bomb King than his Drogos.
100% for me. I definitely think his Bomb King is better than his Drogos, but I think the takeaway, like you mentioned, is great enough. You know, when they're up against Team Cryptic, or if they make it to land against like a D69 or a Gangstars, then does it really matter for them, because those teams can play either, but Dare Rising have shown that they really like the Drogos, so this is a big takeaway from them. Not only that, but you take it in the face of an Androxus. There are ways to play Drogos to be safe.
Yeah.
We've seen the combustible morale boost come about, I think, to counter out the aggression, so he'll be able to go for something like that, just keep himself safe. Air Assault will be the legendary selection for Bitey's Ruckus. Death Hastens for Prince Danny's Lex. Mortal Reach for Awry Saracen. Will be a combustible for stolzey's Drogos. Rounding things out is actually going to be a half shell for Waffles Makoa.
Dark Rider. Ripen Gourd Maldamba for him. Architectonics Barrack for Phaser. William 355 for Mothers. Grace Inara. Protection going to be running Exaction Cassie this time around. The new look for him. And Dark Stalker Androxus for Invocal.
So good stuff all around. One Cauterize does come through for Denial thus far. Awry will pick up the morale boost. Pretty light on the offensive items all around. Only one Cauterize for Denial as they leave.
stolzey doesn't have an item.
2 Cauterizes for Dare Rising. Maybe they're waiting to see. Sometimes I'll do this where, like, I don't know. I can get Cauterized, sure, but I don't know if I need the Wrecker, so maybe I'll hold off, see how the round plays out, and then make my decision based on
This is something Drybear used to do all the time, and he would actually run out, not buy an item for the first round, see how it goes, and then really make his pick. You know, a lot of times people go preemptive with their items, but stolzey feels like he doesn't even need items. This man is itemless. The new meta, no items. and you're able to go ahead and still get a double kill, 3 streak for him, and his team feeling confident.
I mean, there's not a lot of shielding on Dare Rising. I doubt he's going to go for something like a bulldozer. So this might be a decision between, do I feel I need Cauterize or can I get away with a Haven?
Is this a statement? Do you think he would ever go itemless in a first round against Team Cryptic?
stolzey's not really that kind of guy.
Yeah, see, I don't know, man. I would never imagine him at a high-level play. You say, give me the team that stolzey and Denial feel they need to beat, and he would not pick and mine him first round. This feels like something that's being pulled on a team they feel just so confident in beating right now.
I mean, maybe he forgot. I don't know. doesupz legitimately forgets to buy items sometimes on stream. He'll just look down. He'll look down, have 2,000 codes, like, oh, damn, and then just pick up, like, Kill the Heal 3.
Yeah, I know. Late night stream, though, a little different, Nick, I feel like, than, you know, this, where they're trying to qualify. Every win matters to them, and they still are looking at Team Cryptic having the lead. So, very interesting thing. We'll have to see if we can get the backstory of that later on, but stolzey's still alive. Hasn't even had the chance to purchase after he's left, because Denial have just been denying Dare Rising any success.
3 ultimates almost for here. 93% for the convergence. It's still continuing to climb, and frankly, not too far off on the Ancient Rage, which is difficult to do.
Very, very hard. And not only that, it just takes a lot of talent to put it all together at the right moment. The Law comes through, slows 2 people, but gets no value. Danny just hoping that that combustible might have hit a little harder and just put people under the threshold.
With the windup of the Law, if you pop it when someone's already under 65%, chances are they're dead by the time it goes off. So that's sort of how you need to play. You need to do it preemptively and rely on your team to kind of get them to the threshold by the time the windup concludes.
And as the 2-0 looks to be imminent here, they are still making a nice hold. stolzey with some direct hits, definitely putting it into that. And the healing is the only thing that might save him here against the pressure from Invocal. Awry doing such a great job. But you're right, you know, you have to be preemptive. You kind of use it as the maybe I get a whole 5-team wipe, or maybe I solo ult somebody and just guarantee a kill onto someone like an Inara. Either way, Denial have the answers.
A lot of damage coming through. 13 streak for Bitey. Plenty of damage.
My God.
Punch this one through. Just 1 member remains, and Denial will find their conversion. We will have to see what stolzey picks up with his 1,300 credits.
I'm never buying items again. If I play this well,
it's the key.
If I play this well without items, oh man. Thanks, stolzey. I'm making a video on this right as I leave, just because I didn't realize how strong this was. Goes into record 2 now, and that will help with the shields. Feeling that Cauterize isn't necessary for him. PrinceDannyTV's got it covered. Actually, the only one with Cauterize, that's weird.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not a lot of caught.
It is what it is, I guess. Bitey will probably go into it. He's getting greedy right now, and we'll go into the Cauterize too. I think he's probably arguing with his team about whether or not he can go into Chronos 2 or whether or not he has to pick up a Cauterize. But the selfless decision does come through. Denial on some big streaks. Head back out to the point. No ultimates left in the tank, however.
Inara, Barrick, you know, the comp that would make you think in theory that Bulldozer would be a viable item, but still not valuable for these guys. And maybe that's why the conversation is, do I really need Wrecker against just a Barrick? Maybe Cauterize is the better answer, but I'm Drogos. I should be having Wrecker. Wow. And look at that, combustible Drogos still doing work. William and everyone's so low on Dare Rising.
Tops off his Dragon Punch, sends it out into the world. Is he going to land
what a
it?
Play.
Actually did not
what
land
a play.
It. Wow, Bitey with a triple kill, slaughtering Dare Rising.
The movement upwards to keep aiming and getting the headshots, that was incredible. Bitey just showing why this is his, why he has made this a thing in the meta and shown people that this aerial assault ruck is not only just having value as a tank, but so much utility in the fight and cleaning up kills.
Bitey, buy a ruckus skin for crying out loud here. Looking like, I mean, hell, even Perdo has gotten a weapon skin for Androx. It's time you step your fashion game up.
But you know, he's not a fashion guy, right? I mean, that's Bitey. He keeps it real.
He rocks the airport vest at LAN.
He keeps it real, man.
He's a fashion god. He's very fashion forward.
Somehow I feel like that's not fashion forward, but hey, he could be the one to decide. He's definitely fashionable in the realm, no matter what skin he's using, because these headshots and this positioning, it's just top-notch for him. Ultimate almost charged, 20 streak, and just the top teams not being able to get taken down whatsoever. Convergence trying to stop it.
Doesn't actually connect with anyone, but gets a lot of cooldowns out, breaking a lot of line of sights, and now there's nothing defensive left for them to use, and they get torn apart as a result here.
Ooh, got hit.
Big stuff coming through for Denial. Pretty interesting, though.
He did get hit with that, so he was almost forced out, but again, being bullied in their spawn. Denial absolutely denying everything. And a Hexafire coming through in midair. start dropping down. Bitey doesn't find any kills, except he'll find the last one. Godlike for him. Wi-Fi picks up another. Bitey will help contribute, and PrinceDannyTV with the killing blow will finally end William. Bitey, the last man to shoot and slay the Mother's Warden Earth Lady. What do you call her?
Stoneho.
Stoneho. Me. Stone Homie, you mean?
Stone Homie.
Yeah, Stone Homie. Yeah, cool. The Stone Warden, now it makes sense. Now it makes sense. Heading to the scoreboard here as well, taking a look at how good the performances were across Denial, Nick. They denied so many kills.
3 people didn't die.
Only 2 people died.
The tanks didn't die at all. That's pretty nuts to think about. Just sit on that for a minute. There's a difference in the level of performance when these games matter so much.
Yeah.
You know, Denial, they lose points. You know, they kind of everyone looks sloppy. You know, when they've already clinched, when they don't really need any more wins in certain situations. Maybe, you know, not all 5 members show up and they're playing with a sub. Yeah. Just for the heck of it. But that's not the case anymore. These teams are trying as hard as they can to get these games locked down quick and clean.
These players are just so experienced. They're so they're elegant, right? They just know what to do. They know how to do it. They make it look easy. And a lot of these new teams, like Dare Rising, like Swarm, they've got a big task ahead of them to compete with these guys. But the secret is to keep on going. Yeah. It's not to stop here. Absolutely. And as we get into it, we're not stopping. We've got one more set for you. That was a quick one. Big win for Denial. Keeps them in the contention for the first place. Now we're going to see some more action in North America for the Paladins Summer Qualifiers. We'll be right back after this.